Hi everyone, let's talk about the new 5-star assassin Kawakami Gensai, an assassin that finally remembers what her class is supposed to do and decides to kill the enemy regardless of their defense because that's what assassins do. Her skill 1 increase her own arts and buster performance by 30% free turns and increase her own damage against man attribute for 50% free turns. Skill 2 increase her own crit star absorption by 500% free turns, increase her own crit damage by 50% one turn, gain 10 crit star, and a sword sheathing stance buff for one turn. Skill 3 skill seals all enemy for one turn, reduce their crit damage resistance by 30% free turns, and give herself 30% MP charge and increase her own attack damage by 30% free turns. Her Noble Phantasm is a buster single target that increase her attack damage by 30%, increase MP damage by 10%, apply ignore invincibility and defense on herself all for one turn before attacking, then deals 600% damage to an enemy and deals 1.5 times MP damage when dealing against the fight enemy. Kawakami Gensai is a decent 5-star assassin. MPs ignore defense and invincibility, MP extra damage against the fight enemy, plus skill 1's increased damage against man attribute enemies greatly increase her damage potential. Even though it's hard to find enemies that have both man and defiant attributes, individually speaking, it still covers 301 out of 455 servants, which is a very wide range of servants to be able to do extra damage on. Despite skill 2's sword sheathing stat can only increase attack damage for one turn when using Noble Phantasm, as a 2 CD skill there isn't too much to complain about. Not to mention skill 3's reduction on enemies crit damage resistance, plus skill 2's crit absorption, crit start gain, and crit damage buff makes her also compatible in crit teams. And if you use her Noble Phantasm in the same turn you use her skill 2, you will gain an extra 30% attack damage boost. You can go even further by using double Koyanska system to activate the skill 2 3 times in the same turn and stack up to 150% crit damage buff for one turn, which makes her burst damage capability very high. The trade-off of high damage potential is she has no self-survivability and buff removal counters, so when pairing support on her as a challenge quest DPS, you also need to think about this slight issue. So other than using the typical support like Oberon and Koyanska, Merlin, Santa Nightingale, and Rhaenys are also a pretty good support choice to tackle this issue. CE choice will be default Black Grail, but if you need more survivability, you can change it to the corresponding CE depending on the situation. In conclusion, Kawakami Gensai is a high potential single target assassin. MP's defense piercing and a self-crit system makes it versatile to support with on challenge quest teams and handle those defensive gimmicks. If you don't have decent single target assassin like Kama or Jack the Reaper, go on the banner and get her. MP1 is okay with her, but you can go for MP2 to get more stable firepower. But this doesn't matter to you because she looks cool and you lack impulse control. That's it for now. Support me by any means and please subscribe if you find this helpful or the next target on her list is you. Anyways, I'm gone now.